Hello, this is David, and welcome to Equity Story. I think obviously all the issues with the election, we did say last night, I did believe that we're going to be sideways to bullish. I think that's where it's at the moment. It's looking like it's going to play out for this week. And like I keep saying, as long as we can have a sideways ASX, hopefully the good companies will keep trending and the bad companies will keep going down, and we can keep making some decent money. I think the markets this week look fine. We're holding above that sort of long-term trend line, and actually we could even possibly trend up a little bit this week. Obviously, we'll wait and see, but it looks the main market looks respectful at the moment, and looks absolutely fine. That gave us a little bit of confidence today. Start putting out a few more trends, and the first one we put on was CSL. Again, I think it looks really, really bullish. I mean, like I said, Equity Story, it's just not complicated what we do. You know, look at that chart. Why wouldn't you buy that? I mean, it's hardly once in the last 4 years it broke the trend line for 1 week. It's just absolutely stunning. Got a nice little MACD signal. Come down, tested those lows, and bang, up she goes again. It looks absolutely fine. Really happy to add that to the trending. ORE, again, the one we buy off this short-term trend line. I just like the way it moved today. ORE, it's it came up. It was trading about sort of about sort of 488 when we put it on. But again, for me, it just does everything right. It's come back, hit that trend line, bounced off, and funny enough, every time ORE seems to go through the 5s, the 4s, the 3s, or sort of major numerical sort of resistance levels, it tends to have a big jump up. Like here from 3, it jumped from 3 to 324, then from 4 it jumped to from sort of 380 to 424 as well. And I think if we can break through this $5, it could have a nice big run up for us. Again, if you can have a look at the sort of price action there, very similar to sort of back in this time where it just changes around, just shape, had the nice move up, came back, hit that 50, and bounce back off, and away she goes. And again, now she's done the similar thing, come back, hit that 40, and bang, up she goes. So we do really, we trended this stock a few times. I think on the ASX 200, this potentially is one of the best short-term trends around. And again, a stock we've trended quite a few times, done really well. So hopefully, Lightning will strike 3 or 4 times, and it'll be another good trade for us. Hansen Group, again, had a nice move up today. Looks even better on the charts than when we put it on. Came down, tested that long-term trend line, bounced off it absolutely beautifully, and I think already sort of nice little profit in it. But I think maybe even $4. Again, they did a great acquisition the other day, and absolutely stunning company. Again, SGR didn't move today, but again, absolutely great trend line. Pretty confident with that company. And Burson up again today, but again, looks great. You know what we always say, if we look at these charts, we go, why wouldn't you buy that? Absolutely stunning. And again, that short-term chart, even sort of more aggressive, beautifully holding those sort of trend lines. So looks absolutely stunning, as does A2 Milk. So A2 Milk actually a little bit slow. I mean, we've got a sort of 480 level in mind, maybe even 485, and again, but she's slowly grinding up. It'll be a hard-earned 5-6% this, but it looks absolutely fine, as does Fisher and Paykel. Again, just doing everything right, and again, look at those charts, look stunning. I mean, it could come back even as far as sort of 920, but it's still very, very bullish. But again, hopefully this will keep on running. I think retest that $10 level and possibly even run higher if we can have a decent week. But it looks very, very good. And importantly, looking at that on a shorter term trend line, because the really bullish stocks, you've got to buy them on these daily charts rather than the weekly. But again, absolutely stunning. Come back, tested the 50, bounced back up over the 20, and for me this looks like it's going for another run. Looks very, very good. Great great little MACD signal there. You can see a very similar signal here where it carried on running. This could do something very, very similar. The only one that isn't performing for us is MTR. Again, needs to heat up. There is support around here. I think it will eventually turn around. We know the story fundamentally is very, very good, and hopefully she can start turning up quickly. I think the interesting thing today was definitely obviously we put the weekly buy and sell signals out, and generally speaking, you know, the ones that we put out last week, those gold stories, kept on running, and I've just left these stories so you can see them a little bit more clearly. But sorry about this, always playing with these charts can be quite annoying. Here we are, so you can see those gold stories, ones we had on last week, have kept on running, BDR and AQG. So the gold story was, I don't think, you know, we picked that so well last week, that bullish trend towards gold. I mean, we're happy to be holding Northern Star, and it's done really in our 3-year growth portfolio, but it's done very well for us, this gold story. And I think people who jumped on some of these sort of, I know some of these short-term traders who jumped on some of these weekly buy signals last week, I think have done very, very well. I know I've done very, very well. Just having a look at also some of them, like here today, Evolution, Newcrest, Northern Star. I mean, most of these stocks up 8-5%. It's just absolutely stunning. I think they've averaged up maybe about 6-7%, that group of stocks. So you know, it's been absolutely stunning. Now, looking on the recent buy signals we put on, again, I think we've really picked the market incredibly. Like ARB came beautifully through the signal, up 2%. Oz Minerals, again, a bit of a gold play, but it's you know, came beautifully through the signals, up 3%. NVT has gone up really nicely through the signals. The only one that didn't really go through the signal was ABC, which opened at 561 and closed at 558. And today we put out a whole list of stocks that we said were bullish, and you know, I was a bit sort of hesitant to put this many stocks out because I just felt you know, it might confuse you, but we just thought, well, listen, we're going to put what the charts are saying, I'm going to put out anyway, and if people like those stories and they want to get in, they can. But I think we put out about sort of 26 to 30 stocks, and it's interesting to see that they're all basically in the green, except FBU. So some of those, like Fortescue's up 7%, and you know, Fortescue's an interesting story actually. When you look at Fortescue, you think, God, you know, iron ore, would you really get into that? And you know, over the weekend, this is basically what the charts look like, and you know, that chart tells me it's going up, and bang, today up 7%, just absolutely stunning. So again, I think those weekly buy and sell signals for all those sort of shorter term traders, or those people looking for a trade each week, are just doing unbelievable things, and really putting trading ideas out to the public, which I don't think the market's ever seen anything like this before. The one signal we had was pretty negative, was funny enough Macquarie. Did end up slightly up, but I think early in the day it did have a dip. It sort of opened at 68.40 and did go as low as 67.75. And AGI had a bet. We didn't really have much that was that bearish, but AGI was, and AGI was down. Open at 216, down at 213, and again KAR didn't really move much. Opened at 135 and closed just sort of 0.5 cents up. So, but yeah, generally speaking, those weekly buy and sell signals are obviously giving us some absolutely stunning guidance. Anyway, I'd like to sort of thank you for listening to Equity Story, and I look forward to bringing you this report tomorrow night. Good night.